So let's talk about these stigmas now. How did they get here? Well, I don't really know, but they've been here for a long period of time. They stick around and they build in and they grind in. And I think a lot of it has to do with a couple things. Construction industry is, let's just call it what it is. It is a lot tougher of an industry than others. I'm not saying it's the toughest, and I'm not saying that others are not tough and this one is tough. I'm just saying that it's tough. Whether it's cash flow, whether it's the fact that you're actually building something big, it's heavy, it's expensive, it's either vertical or horizontal or sometimes both. It takes a lot of employees of all different types. You need finance, you need operations, you need technicians, you need skilled labor, you need unskilled labor, you have high payroll, you have expensive insurances, you have lots of different vendors. I mean, it's just a lot going on in construction. Let's just face the facts, okay? And so in the business, you have a very complex business made up of a lot of different avenues and paths, not that aren't all in other industries. It's a high dollar item oftentimes. You have multiple other businesses that you have to work with closely on a construction site. You have multiple construction sites going on. It's just a lot, okay? And so that leads to some of these stigmas. Now, what's also happens is you have an older industry that is made up of a lot of folks who just are kind of stuck in their ways. They haven't necessarily expanded the construction industry as much as others have. And what I mean by that is when you're used to building a building or building a wall or being an electrician or being a plumber, you do what you do and you do it well. And you just put your head down and you go. Those stigmas kind of get created because no one's kind of changed the system. And the same thing with prime contractors or general contractors, you're naturally at odds a little bit on a construction site because you're contractually on opposite ends of a contract. Everybody's trying to displace this tough industry. They're trying to displace risk onto one another, whether it's the owner of the project onto the general contractor onto the subcontractor back onto the general contractor, and then subs onto other subs. And then we have the bank or the financing institution trying to displace their risk onto the owner developer or the GC or the contractor. Who knows? Either way, you have all this risk and it's being pushed around. And that risk is what makes people uncomfortable. And it's also that risk that, in my opinion, is what creates a lot of these stigmas.